Welcome back to another day in the market. Guys, get ready for a little bit of victory lapping over here. Hopefully you guys have been paying attention to a lot of the things that we've been talking about this week. With the way the market's looked, where the money is actually starting to flow into here, because we've seen just an absolutely insane move on one of the, really two of the names that we have been talking about. It was something that I talked about in the YouTube video last night. Again, my favorite phrase, guys, pay attention or pay a premium. Again, looking over here, we're going to be talking about this a lot. Looking at Bitcoin over here, we've been talking about the potential for Bitcoin to make a very significant shift to the upside out of this base. I really hate saying it this way, but I don't think there is anybody else on the internet here that's been talking about these movements in crypto with everybody that nailed this entire thing. Like this potential for the retest. Once you break here, you're going to make these new lows, come into this range here. If we can form a nice solid base in this area and then shift out of that base, we could get a very nice significant move to the upside. I mean, guys, it's been absolutely picture perfect. And when we take a look at what we were able to take advantage of here, guys, in the equity market with Coinbase, I mean, Coinbase is now up 14%. This is something that I highlighted yesterday for you guys on the stream, yesterday on X, also in the YouTube video yesterday. And the results are just absolutely ridiculous here. I mean, just taking a look at the community gain section. I mean, Jay, congratulations, nailed this for 1,550%. There you go. There you go, guys. I mean, I'm up, what, 300 something, 400 something percent on these here. So again, really, really, really nice move. Again, all of you guys have access to come in, join us in there in LTMP, get your 2 weeks free. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. But again, very, very strange market that we're seeing here. I think a lot of people are going to be a little bit confused by this move here. Like I was telling you guys earlier in the private stream, I would not be surprised at all if we had the two outcomes that we were talking about, where we could run all the way back up into this zone here, right around 6,900, or sell off to new lows. I would not be surprised at either of these. I also would not be surprised at all if we ran up to this area and then sold off significantly to the lows here. This market is still crazy. The one thing that we have to keep in mind, though, is that we are still in this consolidation range. We are still in the consolidation range here. BLSH too with that. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at this one too. Yeah, that's another great one. Software is still looking very interesting here as well. That was literally crypto and software were the two sectors that we've been talking about all week as having a lot of potential here, because they were moving in a way that I don't think anybody in the market would have expected, based on the headlines that we were seeing over the weekend with the escalation in the Middle East. So, Real Estate Rescue Podcast, thank you so much for the super, my man. I appreciate that. But ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of day again. Say good morning to somebody in the live chat. If you guys would like to say good morning to me, would love to receive some good mornings over here. If you guys are new to the group, new to the stream, new to the channel, let me know. I'd love to welcome you guys in. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on the way in here. Again, it costs you nothing to do it, but it helps me out a whole lot spreading these streams out. Again, we have a 200 like goal on the stream. I think at this point, I mean, if we don't hit those 200 like goals on the stream here, I'm probably just going to stop these public streams, just stream privately for LTMP, and then make YouTube videos for you guys. That's probably what we're gonna end up doing. Maybe we'll bring the live streams back at some point, but I got a lot of stuff going on at all hours of the day, so we'll see if these continue or if they don't. But guys, I mean, just insane moves over here today. Congratulations. I mean, there's not really much else to say. Another 1,000%er for the LTMP group. So are we so back? I would say no. That's kind of the way I'm looking at this. The one thing that's driving really this action that we're seeing in the market here was yet another month of increasing ISM services PMI. Remember, I think it was, wasn't it yesterday where we saw manufacturing PMI come out for the second consecutive month above 50? And we saw ISM services PMI come out at 56.1 today. So again, remember, above 50 is signaling expansion in the services or manufacturing sector. Below 50 is signaling contraction. So ever since October, we have started to see re-acceleration within the economy here, which I think a lot of people are just not really seeing. We have seen inflation numbers moving up. We've also seen the unemployment rate starting to move down a little bit here. So when we think about too, we'll talk about the bond market, but just looking at some of these numbers here, October 52, November 52.4, December 53.8, January 53.8, February 56.1. We are starting to see this re-acceleration within the system here, which is not really going to help the rate cut argument, which is why when a lot of people were talking about this bond move here, I just didn't see this being able to have a sustained move, because at the end of the day, the bond market is always going to default to what the future expectations for the federal funds rate are going to be. And especially if you have, again, re-accelerating in the economy, inflation moving a little bit to the upside, and oil ripping, which can then push inflation, if it sticks, a little bit further, it actually signals that the Fed is going to probably pause for longer, and you might end up seeing a narrative come out that, oh my God, the Fed might increase interest rates, like do some rate hikes there, which I don't think is going to happen. But like what we saw with Kashkari yesterday, he's like, well, I was kind of projecting some rate cuts for this year after the oil move and the events that we've seen over the last kind of 5 days here. He doesn't necessarily know anymore, but guys, really, really awesome day. Another big move. Again, 1,550% on coin. Ridiculous. So again, everybody that still needs to jump in there with us, get your 2 weeks free to LTMP. That link is pinned to the top of the live chat. Make sure you guys are taking advantage of that. But now, here's what we're doing, and this is what we've been talking about. As of right now, the market is still in this big range of consolidation. It looks like it's up a lot today, 0.71%. We're seeing big moves across the board. You got to zoom out. Like we were talking about yesterday, this big move down and then a rip right back into this zone, to me, is worst case scenario. Because you are still seeing a lot of these, still this elevated level of fear and uncertainty in the market. Now, on the flip side, what I will say is that when we were chopping around in this area and potentially moving up to the highs, software was still significantly moving to the lows, and Bitcoin wasn't catching a bid. So with what we're seeing across software and crypto right now, it would appear that there is some more risk on behavior coming back into the market. And when you combine that, like we've been talking about with this dollar thesis here, which I didn't really think it was going to last too long, but the movements in the dollar are pretty significant here. Dollar up, seeing again like that, not repatriation, but let's just call it like patriation, I guess, of money that was in the U.S. that we've seen continuously flow out of the U.S. over the last kind of year and a half here, going into these emerging markets. Like you can see EEM over here has performed very, very, very well since these Liberation Day lows here, and is since, again, recently over the last couple of days, sold off very aggressively. So Korea is another great example of this. Koru over here, 3 times levered Korea, again, peaked out over here at 665 and is now trading at 410. So a lot of that money that was then getting reconcentrated into these foreign markets here could easily be coming back into the US or things like Bitcoin, and that's kind of why we're seeing the action that we're seeing. But really, like what we're seeing today, just from a geopolitical standpoint and the escalation in the Middle East, you're not really seeing anything new, I don't think. We really went through the news feed this morning and we're kind of hunting for things. We're like, is there anything really new that's going on here? Not really. So again, it's kind of just like sit back, relax, and we're going to hunt for another opportunity like coin. Maybe we see something in software, like PayPal looks really good here. The problem is, though, and this is what I was saying to everybody this morning with this potential break in PayPal, is that this is still going to be crypto related. And the fact that it's up and has a great chart setup is good, but it's almost like a fractional beta, if that makes sense. Like it's 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 of what Bitcoin's actually going to be doing here. And I'd rather, again, be looking for things like, that's why we were selecting coin as one of the best ones. Not only did it have the best setup, but it's also, again, one of those brokers here that is going to be the most closely related to the price movements in crypto. That's why we were going for that one. Oh, look, up 13% the next day. Bang. So, again, any other tickers that you guys want to talk about, just let me know. We're going to keep having fun and doing what we do. I mean, again, I keep telling you guys, I'm just going to keep handing out the best trades in the market to LTMP. It's not going to stop. It is not going to stop. So, again, keep smacking that like on the way in. We're going to keep doing our thing over here. All right, what do we have on the newsfeed? Iran running low on ballistic missiles. Okay, so that is interesting. I saw a chart where it was like, it was outlining and kind of forecasting like when Iran would actually run out of these missiles here. Now, the one thing is that you have, and that was kind of March 9th is when it was going to be basically, they would have a negligible amount of missiles left. There were some comments made that were like, yeah, but what if they have like a secret stockpile? And it's like, well, that's true, but what if all the launchers are destroyed? So it's going to be very hard for them to make any meaningful difference here, which I think that's maybe one of the reasons why the market is reacting a little bit more positively. But again, like I've been saying, it's like you're still in this period of you kind of got to wait and see. You kind of got to wait and see. We're literally right back to where we were a few days ago. Like on Friday we closed where? 68.90. We're 20 points lower with a big conflict unfolding in the Middle East. We're 20 points lower, guys. The sellers can't step up enough. The buyers keep bidding the lows, but neither of them are able to get it out of this range of consolidation here. So we're still in that same spot. Software still looks good. Where's Salesforce? I still really like how this looks in here. And then we think about things like utilities, like where's XLU? Still hanging around the highs here. XLRE, REITs, still looking pretty good. T on the weekly. The daily, I believe. Oh, wow, yeah. Hold on, actually. I actually like this. This was, wasn't this another one of the 1,000%ers for LTMP? I think it was. So, honestly, above yesterday's high, I don't hate on AT&T. The daily looks good. I bet the weekly looks pretty good, too. It might look really extended, and I'm not going to like it as much. Yeah, it does. But the daily looks good on that. Where's Verizon? So maybe we get this move in telecom again, which I would actually be, yeah, Verizon looks good. I would actually be much more willing to trade this than I would something like PayPal. And Coinbase just was an absolute monster for us. Where did I put that? Did I just... Oh, it's over here. Twilio. Yep. What's this high? Yeah, it's 1 penny. Yeah, so again, we could see some further fun in telecom here. That looks really good. Apple. Let's take a look. I would not consider this a base. This actually doesn't look good here. That looks like it actually wants to break to the downside, make another attempt at the 200. What do we got here? I think we got some more stuff coming through the news feed. Iran attacks show no genuine desire for de-escalation. Oh, this is another one. Oh, T-Mobile as well. Yeah, I mean, these telecoms, guys. Yep, that looks really good there, too. Honestly, that looks really good. Yeah, and there's AT&T. Um. Huh. Yeah, T-Mobile. Yeah, Eli, I love that. That looks really good. Oh, where's Coin? Oh, Coin making new highs here. There we go. Oops. Here comes T-Mobile. Yeah, a lot of these look good. If we hit telecom again, like, this is going to be pretty crazy. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, they were There was a really, really ridiculous move on the last one. I mean, let me see if I can find the gains on them. Because I thought they were, like, one of the best ones that we've had in a while. Telecom moves. Yeah, Verizon was 1,400%. I remember that. That might have been on post earnings, though. Yeah, 800% Verizon. Yeah, so I think it was mostly Verizon, but I know some of you guys nailed AT&T too. So we'll see. They both look great. AT&T and T-Mobile look awesome. Would you play T or T-Mos? You can play both of them if you want to. They both look good. Coin is just ripping here, guys. I'm still holding on to those. Are looking insane. 397% on the Coinbase move. I don't know. I don't know, man. Everybody's scared of this market here. You just got to know where to look. CLS. Let's take a look. It's right off the 200. I mean, that's not really a setup, you know? I don't really think I can make the argument for PayPal here. But again, it looks good. So again, it's still in this market environment, you got to be sizing small. Just like I've told you guys so many times, it's like in these environments, you can get some crazy moves. And just like you guys saw today with 1,500% Coinbase, the moves can be ridiculous. But again, it's going to still be choppy across the board. Software, I believe, is still looking good. Yeah. Software is marching along here. Again, keep smacking that like button on the way in too, folks. I'm just going to keep doing what we do, man. Starbucks, let's say. It's not that clean. I could probably see that on the weekly though. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Netflix, I'm not touching. You're just buying it right into the 200? No thanks. Not for me. Not for me. Yeah, coin has just been the trade of the week, man. That's insane. Yeah, well, I'll probably throw some stuff on a crypto watch list for you guys soon if we see it continue, or we like, because right now on Bitcoin, what you could end up seeing is this. So you get this nice break. Bitcoin can rage. Bitcoin can rip here. So like if it wants to make that move to 80K, fine. But like you might see it flatline in here and form another setup, so then we can hit him again. Bit Digital, BTBT. That's a really nice base. I like that. That's a nice base. If you want to know what a basin break looks like, that is a basin break right there. It's very similar to exactly everything I've been outlining for you guys on Bitcoin here. Like, look at this. It's the same thing. Oh, look at that weekly chart. Look at this. Nice base. Breaks to the upside of our level right here at 70,255. Boom. That looks good. $320 on T contracts, is that enough? Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, 2 weeks to a month to 2 months out, it's fine. Anything like above, like beyond 2 weeks is fine. Yeah. Michaela, remember, you're going to be subjected to all the volatility that's going to come with Bitcoin. Like, look, Bitcoin's raging right here, still going. Coinbase, still ripping here. I mean, at this point, my Coinbase stuff is so free. It's just like, I might just let this rip to 225. Like, I hope you guys are paying attention, guys. Like, cause this, like, you guys all saw it in the YouTube videos this week and on Twitter and in these streams. It's like, who else was talking about software and Bitcoin when everybody's freaking out about war? It's like, it's not just like we were just like, oh, let's just go look at software now. No. You can see this chart right here, guys. Like, coming into Monday, like, the fact that software was up 1.5% on the day the market opens after the conflict escalates here, and then you see it continue higher with this inverse head and shoulder setup. Same thing with Bitcoin here. Again, even over the weekend we were looking at this and I was like, whoa, we're seeing this big escalation in the Middle East and Bitcoin isn't getting smoked right here. That is a very, very, very positive sign. Coinbase is now looking for 209 right now. Yeah, Hood is up 8% today. So those of you guys that are in the mastermind, what did we talk about when I covered bull with you guys? It's been in the videos, guys. Like, I just, like, I hate to be that person, but it's just like, please listen. You know? It's like, I've outlined this for you guys so many times. Software and crypto looking good. Healthcare stock over IGV. Well, this is just for short-term moves. I just don't really like UNH. I'm not really the biggest fan. UNH has looked okay. Like, this is a really good-looking setup here, too. I would be interested in it, and I'd probably be fine with taking a little bit of risk here if it were to actually break to the upside. So, again, keep smacking that like on the way in. And also the link for everybody, for those of you guys that still need to hop in there with us, get 2 weeks free to LTMP. There's a link right there. That 2-week free deal is not going to last for very long. Let's see. Walmart? I don't really like that. ServiceNow is trying to make a little move. Well, here we go. Gotta click through for some reason. I hate when it does this. Yeah, this is just raging. Those are probably up over 400% now. My coins that have a little bit more time on them. Yeah, 411% on Coinbase right now. I do have another one that has a little bit more time on it. That's 150%. But they're all free now after the sells that I was making earlier. At like 200 and then 300 something percent. So, again, Weeble's up, Robinhood's up, SoFi's up. All of the crypto-related names are up, but none of them are up as much as Coinbase. Not that I've seen. I mean, where's MicroStrategy here too? Up 12. Coin's up 15. I wonder if Jay is still holding on to some freebies on Coin here. 1,500%. That was at like market open. These are probably 3,000 or 4,000% right now. Imagine that. You take one trade and it like 30 or 40x's your money. That's LTMP for you. ETH. Is ETH starting to move? Because it was lagging a little. Yeah, there it goes. So I tell you guys all the time too, it's like the outcome of one individual trade is meaningless when every trade that we outline has the potential to do that. Plain and simple. If Coinbase gets to freaking 210 today, that's craziness. So I'm still hunting software. I mean, like Salesforce looks interesting. Where's like Oracle? Yeah, Oracle coming out of the base. You know what also looks good here? Microsoft. Microsoft base and break could be very fun. Market's headed higher here though, and this is where I'd get a little bit more cautious, I would say. So T-Mobile looking a little bit better than AT&T is right now. I've got a little bit of both. We'll see what happens. What a move. What a freaking move. Tanker traffic through the Strait of Hormuz has dropped by 92%. UNH has ugly spreads. That's fine. It's gonna have bad spreads, or it's not gonna have the best spreads, but it's not. It's not there yet. 295.50 is about that level that you'd be looking for on that thing. Yeah, here comes T-Mobile. No, I have a window open. I'd probably shut it. It's just warm today. There we go. Yeah, T-Mobile looking really good there. I like this Microsoft too. Have they brought back the boat? No boat yet. No boat yet. Probably in a couple weeks. Well, it was snowing yesterday. What's the weather today? It's 42 today. That's why. Yeah, so T-Mobile making a nice move there. Coin still looking great. Goodbye to buy the dip on Microsoft. If you want it, yeah, that looks good. But again, though, just like I've been saying with everything else, the market could still easily drop out of here. You still got to be careful. But we are seeing a lot of the the economic situation, or the economy in general, just reaccelerating here. You can see that in ISM. How far is Microsoft off the highs? Oh, yeah. Ooh, I like that, actually. Yeah, I like that. What would it... I mean, I don't think it's going to rip right back to the highs, but what would that be? 37%. That's not bad. Coin is still hunting 210. You get above 210 on coin. I mean, this is like... Yeah. So T-Mobile moving better than AT&T is right now. We'll see though. We've hit AT&T and T-Mobile like significantly over the last like year or so here. Be nice to get another one. It's UNH looking like it's basically $2 away. This coin move is just ridiculous. Yeah, 423% on mine on one of them, and then 151% on the others. On coin. Just insane. Facebook basing break? I don't think it was basing. It's not bad. I mean, I own a lot of this. It's not, I wouldn't, it's an okay base, you know? Like, I wouldn't have touched that going into the 200. That's risky. What's up, Arthur? How you doing? Yeah, T-Mobile looking great here. Where's AMD today? Off the back above the 200? Yeah, bouncing off the 200 there. I think Nova was moving too. Like, I want to buy more, but I also don't, you know? I'd love to see coin start ripping above 210. That would be crazy. Do I think Bull will have good earnings? Who knows? I mean, I think they're going to do all right. I don't know if the market's going to like it that much. Because, again, in the last quarter that they're reporting, retail trading activity was definitely down. Total customer assets were probably down. So we'll see. I think Robinhood got clipped on their last earnings. So I don't necessarily think it's going to be... Like, where was the... Yeah, Robinhood didn't do very well on their last earnings. It's the same thing that we were talking about in the mastermind, you know? A lot of it has to do with just like overall like retail trading activity, which in that prior quarter was a lot lower. So, but again, like we've been talking about, like Bitcoin, crypto, like that is going to be the metric really for like retail trading activity and risk on behavior. Even though Bull just like recently brought back crypto, it's moving along with crypto because what crypto is a risk asset. It's a metric to see, okay, is retail trading activity really coming back or not? People talk about it like store of value, this, that, the other. It's not. It's a risk asset. So, but Hood looks good there. I like Microsoft there, honestly. Yeah, probably not too much other action today. I mean, especially after just like nailing the best trade of the market today on coin. Like, I don't think there's any other move out there that's going to be better than what we've already hit. So, I like how T-Mobile looks. I like how AT&T looks. Let's see if we can get some follow-through on those over the next few weeks. Keys, that could be interesting. That needs the flat line for a lot longer for me. How far away are we from, you know, we easily could get back up to this blue zone today. If the market really wants to, I mean, that's like topping candle on the 15 minutes, so we'll see. But we'll see if we can get back into this zone. It wouldn't surprise me. It's still, though, like worst case scenario. Sofi MasterCard collab, it's solid. I think what a lot of people got to realize too, it's like when I buy something at 660 with a thesis and it goes to 30, I don't really care if it goes to 19 or to 16, you know? I just kind of am like, if you're already invested into it, you're really just doing thesis management, not thesis building. So I think SoFi is going to continue to perform very well. It's just, again, it's a very similar like story to what's been happening in crypto, and then also affecting a lot of the other brokers. Palantir, that's another one. Like, I think people look at this name now. I mean, it's ripping off of this base here, but again, that's software and defense is what this is moving off of. For me, remember, I gave this one out to you guys in the 15s. I was out in the 70s. I was like, this is getting too ridiculous. This is probably going to be a name that I don't touch ever again unless it gets back down to like some pretty like favorable levels like this red zone. It's just not one that I really want. You know, we've already made a boatload of money on it. If you're still in it, it's like, you know, like why take any other additional action, you know? It doesn't look bad though. It looks good. I just, again, I feel like a lot of people right now are going into this like, oh, we're so back mentality, and we're not. This market can still do absolutely crazy things, and you have to be careful of that. SSNC. That looks really good. I like that, Adrian. What advice can I give to traders in volatile times like this? Sit on your hands. But it's also like the same stuff that I tell to LTMP every single day. Like, this is a lot. Like, I love, like, people make this so complicated. So complicated. You guys have all seen the post-earning strategy, right? What have I said every single day? Right? Like, oh yeah, we're going to just focus on the post-earning strategy. We're going to look for the sector rotations and see what we can get. Okay, what did we get? We got telecom, nailed those, which is post-earnings and post-earnings consolidation. Those were both great. Those were big multi-100 percenters. We saw, what else? Gold and silver ended up making some pretty significant moves to the upside. You had, what else? Software. You've seen a couple of these other shifts here, but it's sizing down, and then you guys all know it's like, oh yeah, we're going to play the post-earnings, and they either hit and go multi-hundreds, if not multi-thousands of percent, or they just don't, and it's like you're sized down anyway, so it doesn't necessarily matter. Which is why, like, when I talk about these like sector rotations, or why we're talking about, like, when we're talking about anything today, I'm like, yeah, but like I want to make sure that I'm stressing to you guys that, like, even though, like, yeah, 1,500% on Coinbase, like, mine are up probably still 300 something percent. It's like, that is a direct result of hunting for the market only in places where it looks like it has relative strength. It's not like, oh yeah, let's just go continue to sling things and try and treat the market as if it's in a different environment than it's in, right? But it's so simple. It's just stick to what's proven to work, you know? Like, what we do in LTMP is just like, it's so simple. Oh yeah, we're gonna focus on this has been one of the craziest post-earnings cycles that we've seen. There's been, what, 5 10xers in it? Maybe more at this point? So you sit back, relax, and do nothing is really what you do. Because even in, like, good market conditions, it's like most of the time the best decision that you can make is not to do anything. You know? But then people will start trying to read the news and do this, that, the other, and start projecting things and going away from what they know works. And most of the time, what's going to be incorporated into a system that you know works are periods of sitting there and not touching anything. FIG, I know, looks really good. And that is probably the one thing that, like, retail traders as a whole just, like, completely mess up. They're like, and I see it with it, like, even some people in LTMP, especially the newer people, they're like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do something today. And it's like, I don't. I'd rather not do anything most days. Because all I'm looking for is those, like, super high quality A+ setups. That's it. If there aren't any, there aren't any. And that's how it works. So T-Mobile's really going there. That's nice. Market consolidating a little bit here. Let's drop down and see how this looks. Not too crazy on the 5 minute, but the 15 not too great there. T-Mobile breaching above 221, nice. Like that's why I make also why I make those like pre-market plans for you guys every single day, and I stream privately to you guys so that like you don't like look at something and be like, oh yeah, it's like that we're so back it's so over mentality. Do I view this as advantageous from a volatility perspective? No, I view this as garbage conditions. This is garbage conditions. There's still opportunity. Because like what we're doing is looking for because what happens is that you'll see things like Bitcoin, like software, that like the only thing that's moving is those, so everybody piles into it. The danger, like I say this a lot too, it's like danger doesn't come in the market when it's moving up like this or like moving aggressively to the downside. Those are easy periods. This is danger because because like in these periods here, you're gonna see a lot of things forming good setups, but they're not gonna follow through. That's where the danger is. So you have to be very, very, very careful with the sectors that you're looking at. You know? I mean, what, yesterday was kind of that first step towards maybe getting back towards like some sort of period of fun time, but like, I will say though, the difference between what we're seeing now with where the market is versus what we have been seeing recently with the market chopping around like this is that the risk on areas of the market are getting bid up. Software, crypto, the brokers like Robinhood, Palantir, which is again defense, but like those areas of the market getting bid up like that is a positive sign. Comp base. That looks pretty fun too. And the other thing too is that like when you're operating in the market, what most people on the internet are going to try and tell you to do is just the idea of it is going to set you up for failure. Like these like really tight risk to reward strategies like 1-to-1, 1-to-2, it's like you're not going to make any money doing that. When you win in the market, you need to win big. When you lose, you need to lose really small. That's how the game is played. It's how it's always been played, and that's how it will always continue to be played. It allows you to be able to sit back and just not care about really what's going on for long periods of time because you know what happens when you get those good opportunities. Just like you guys saw today on Coinbase, 1,500%, which is probably more. You know? That's why I say the outcome of one individual trade to me is meaningless when every trade that I outline like has the potential to do this. Rip City. It's been a fun week. I told you guys this week was going to be fun. But yeah, again, make sure that you guys are all taking advantage of the 2-week free trial to LTMP. Where that is not going to last for very long. So there you guys go there. Make sure you guys take advantage of that opportunity. Come in and see why everybody loves it so much. I mean, it's hard to avoid when it's like, oh yeah, look, 400%, 1,000%. NVIDIA. I don't really care about NVIDIA here. It's just flatlining near the highs. I like Microsoft. Market dip there a little. Yeah, they might sell this back off. You didn't quite get up to this zone though. What's the Microsoft level? 407. Okay. I mean, you could kind of make the argument for over yesterday's high. Still got a ways to go though. Is Open Door worth a shot? In what sense? This? It's not a bad setup, honestly. The problem I think that a lot of people again run into, Grant, is like you guys know what we did on Open Door. Like I gave this to everybody at 265. The freaking thing ran into over 10, almost 11. So what a lot of people are typically gonna do is that, and this is like a psychological shift that you have to make, is like people will look and say, oh, this stock has run so much in the past, it's probably going to do it again. And that's just not the case. When it gets all that hype, like I say a lot, it's like the sequel is never as good as the original. And even here, we were kind of saying, it's like, they did do something interesting, though, with like locking, I think, like a, what was it, like a 4% something mortgage, which is interesting, but not a bad setup. But if you're looking at real estate, there's probably other better ways to take advantage of that. And right now, if you look at where XLRE is, I mean, there's a lot of REITs. It looks decent. It's chopping around at the highs, but like that's kind of a sitting duck there. And you've already seen money rotate into this because investors needed more yield. So, I mean, if this can flatline above the 200 here, form a nice little setup, I'd be interested in it. This has just been insane. Like, it doesn't look that big, but Coinbase is up 14.5% today. Bang. Yeah, Microsoft is trying there. Where's IGV? Yeah, software still looking great. Where is ServiceNow? Yeah, ServiceNow still looks good here too, guys. You're holding Bmnr. Yeah, again, you guys have heard what I've said like so many times on Bmnr. Like, to me, it's just a proxy to take advantage of the short to medium term moves in crypto. If you're bullish on Ethereum, I think it makes more sense to just buy Ethereum. You know. Because so many people too just got sucked in by all the nonsense on Bmnr. Like, people used to get so... I mean, this is a great looking setup here. Like, if Bmnr can crack above 2212, like I was talking about in the video yesterday, that could be a fun one. But ETH is slightly underperforming Bitcoin today, which kind of makes sense. But like when Bmnr was up here and I was calling this a pile of garbage, I mean, everybody was like, no, you're wrong, this, that, the other. And it's like, no, I'm not wrong. What everybody else did was what retail traders always do. Is they go in and they say, nope, this has gone up so much, it's flatlining here, it's up a crazy amount, but it looks like it's at a discount, we're going to go buy it, and then they get rug pulled. Tale as old as time. So remember all the analysis that I've given you guys on Bmnr? I mean, this was a nice little setup here. Even when ETH was trying to get above that 200 EMA and Bmnr was right here, I was like, all right, you have a shot here. You have a chance that it could do it, but until it actually gets that clear move over, it's not really looking good, and you have to be like net neutral or bearish in the short term. Then you got that move down. Now you're looking a lot better. Didn't buy at the top. That's good. That's good. You're one of the lucky ones there, because I don't think a lot of people did that. But yeah, this looks good down in here, I would say. Do you believe these times are beneficial for beginners to realize all the panic and whatever it says is usually complete BS? Yes. Yes. But it's if you realize those things. Because what most of the beginners will do is they'll just get scared. They'll be like, oh my God. And they'll lose all their money because they just like try to take too much action, you know? Adobe moving? Well, yeah, I think that was I think Burry bought it. I don't know though. I could be completely wrong. Like, most of the stuff out there is nonsense. Microsoft. I actually do like this. We'll see if over the next couple of days this thing can keep flatlining or give us a good opportunity here, but Microsoft is another one that I'm hunting now. I like that. Base-in breaks are fun, guys, remember? But you have to trade them two ways. You either have to flip the base really quickly with short-dated, or you have to get a lot more time on them and be comfortable, like, riding the moves out. Or shares. The share trades are great. You think there's still people out there that think AMC will hit 100,000 a share? Yeah. That's like, it's just like asking if there's dumb people out there. It's like, yes. Coin is still hunting 210. I mean, if we're gonna be technical here, the only thing that that's out in the market right now that could actually get to like crazy numbers like that is technically Bmnr. If you see Ethereum really rip. I don't know. It's interesting, you know, that whole situation. If I were to pick between Bmnr and MicroStrategy, I'd obviously pick Bmnr. Because the staking rewards. I think the Mr. Beast stuff was pretty stupid. I think that was just like really strange. It's like if you're looking at an investment and you're like, all right, I think it could 100x, and then somebody goes, oh, I got something that could 10x, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go put money in the 10x thing. It's like, why? You know, like, why would you do that? And then people are like, oh, brand awareness. And it's like, yeah, but the brand awareness is to, like, children with no money. Like I said, it's like, just give Tom Lee $5 million a year for the next couple of years and just say, hey, Tom, go make YouTube videos every single day. That would be a better use of their funds, talking about Bmnr and Ethereum, than investing into Mr. Beast. It's like they were just trying to get a headline. It looked like. It's like, okay, cool. It doesn't really make a difference at the end of the day because it's only $200 million, but it's like, it's strange. But all right, guys, it is 11:30. we're going to be wrapping it up here for today. Again, congratulations everybody on Coinbase. We're going to have a lot more fun moves coming in the near future. But yeah, again, that link is pinned to the top of the live chat for you guys for LTMP. Make sure you guys come in and get 2 weeks free. That's not going to last for very much longer, though. So, again, make sure you guys take advantage of that while it's still there. Apex, too, guys. What they've done is just crazy. No intraday trailing drawdown anymore. You can still get 20 accounts. I think it's an 85% off sale right now. So, again, use code VIX, VIX, and you guys will be able to get those discounts there. But, yeah, we got a lot of interesting moves. We'll see what happens with telecom. Coin still looks good. Software still looking very good here. Market's looking interesting, but again, you got to be very cautious just because we're still back in the chop zone. So, folks, I will see you guys later. Peace.